This one we came up with last week. We were thinking about the topics that would be good for this week's webinar. And as David mentioned, we have covered this in a previous webinar, but there have been some radical changes, and we thought it would be great to do a small refresher on how to add custom content and SEO value to your member search results pages as well as your post search results pages. So if it's okay with you, David, I'd like to pass over the mic.
Absolutely. So like Jason mentioned, we previously covered this in a tip of the week. I believe it was close to 2.5 years ago now. And in that one, we focused primarily on adding the SEO value to these search result pages. But we've released a lot of updates since then, especially with the web page builder. And so there's a lot more flexibility with what you can do when you're customizing specific search result pages. So we thought we'd dive into the different kinds of elements and content types that you can add to search result pages, in addition to the SEO value that you can add to them as well. So starting at ground zero here, we figured we'd go over the basic layout of the default search result page. So in this screenshot, it's the member search result page. However, the layout for post search result pages, like for articles, discussions, events, is pretty much the same. So the primary elements are the page title, or the heading right at the top. In this case, it's local business results. Below that, you have the search results listed out there. So in this case, this is a member search result page. If it was a post search result page, say for articles, we'd have the list of articles there. And then typically you might have a sidebar on these search result pages as well. And in sidebars, of course, you can edit the widgets that are within those sidebars. So you can add some custom content there. But that sidebar, in this case, would then be applied to all of the member search result pages, whether you're searching for members in LA or Dallas, or you're searching through different member categories. That sidebar would be the same unless you go in and you customize one of those specific search result pages. So this is a great starting point. But what if we do want to add that custom content to specific search result pages? So what can actually be changed or added on search result pages? Again, whether it's member search result pages or post search result pages, these same concepts apply. So the primary elements, of course, would be the main title and the subtitle. By default, on search result pages, there's no hero section or hero splash section at the top of the page, kind of like what BD websites on their homepage have by default. That hero section with the big image and then some, maybe a search box or a call to action there or a title. You can add that on search result pages as well. It's just not enabled by default. You can also have just general custom page content. Maybe you want to add additional details or context or information or calls to action on a specific search result page. You can do that. And there's also some different placement options for sections on that search result page where you can place the custom page content. You can also edit the SEO settings and the SEO meta tags. This goes into adding that specific additional SEO value to these specific pages. However, if you are adding custom content or custom title, things like that, that would improve the SEO value of the specific page that you're editing as well. The sidebar as well, like I mentioned, you can include a different sidebar on a specific search result page. If you really want to spruce up your search result page for members in Los Angeles, you can add a custom sidebar to that page that's different than on the other member search result pages, or you can add some custom content in the header of that page, things like that. And then, of course, you can also edit the additional advanced settings that are available in the web page builder. So we thought we'd give you some ideas here, some ways to use this custom content on specific search result pages. So you can add that additional SEO value for maybe your high value or your underperforming pages. Your high value pages or your top performing pages, maybe you want to make those even better. You can add some custom content to those search result pages. Or maybe you have some underperforming search result pages, ones that maybe you thought should be getting some more visibility that just don't seem to be. Maybe adding some custom content to those pages would improve their performance. Like I mentioned, you can also add some additional context or just some general information to search result pages. You can also optimize the default page title with something more unique. You can also add some additional details to a search result page with that hero section, which contains a really apparent, prominent background image above the search results. You can add, maybe a call to action in there, just a bigger title. Maybe you want to add some additional information within that section. You can do all of that. And then, of course, you can also increase engagement on these specific search result pages by adding some additional calls to action in various places throughout the page. So there's a lot of different options. It's basically utilizing the web page builder and all the different tools that are included in that and applying them to specific search result pages, which are obviously dynamic. For member search result pages, if new members join or members might leave, that's going to be reflected in the search results. But if you're making these changes, those search results will still be correct and relevant. It'll just, surrounding those search results, you'll see the custom elements and the changes that you've made to the search results page. So there's a lot of flexibility here, a lot of cool things that you can do by customizing these search result pages. And so we thought we'd go in and show you how to do some of these things, give you some ideas, and hopefully these ideas might spark some different things that you can do with your own website and make things a little bit more unique, and especially maybe improve the general usability of your site from your specific user's perspective.
Absolutely. And like one of the cool things of Brilliant Directories is like the site just builds itself. As you add categories, the search result pages for those categories are automatically created. As members join, their profile pages are automatically created. So I guess a little bit of a warning. So your site's going to create lots of pages of content. So when you're going to customize a search results page, it might be a little daunting to go after every single search results page that was generated by the platform on your site. So you might want to focus your energy and maybe target a specific city and really build out the search results pages for that city, or that city plus a category like Los Angeles plumbers or things like that. So kind of pick your battles when you're going after this, but definitely this is something that I would recommend everyone do, especially on either your popular pages. If you want to make sure that they hold their Google rankings, adding this custom content will help. Or if you have some pages that are doing well, but you have some underperforming pages that need a little bit more unique content to give them that little bit more of an edge in the Google search results, then this is something you should definitely take advantage of as well. So here's a good example. So here's a page of Los Angeles search results. So I've done what Dave, I'll show you how we did this, but instead of just the member search results for Los Angeles, what I did is I added a hero section. I updated the title, Los Angeles Business Directory. That's good for Google. I added a subheading, although the font size of the subheading is bigger, it is technically a subheading. Check out our top picks for Los Angeles businesses. Guess what? If I'm a Los Angeles business and you just said that these are your top picks, I want to know how to add my business, because this is obviously a good list of businesses here. And you can see right under the title, I put a button, add your business. It doesn't have to be add your business. It could be a link to Los Angeles events, and you link to the events section of your site for Los Angeles, the location of Los Angeles. So you could do a lot of cool things here. And then what I've done is I've added, there's only one member on this demo site here, but I've added another tab here. And in this case, I just copy and pasted from Wikipedia just for this quick example, but I took some content about Los Angeles and I listed it here in the read more about Los Angeles section. You can put more than paragraphs in text. You can use the content blocks and create links to Los Angeles events, Los Angeles coupons and deals, maybe some categories plus Los Angeles, like doctors, plumbers, lawyers, whatever it might be. So you can do a lot with this read more tab, which can also enhance not only the user experience, but also add some content to this page. So let's take a look at how we did this. Well, the first thing, the quickest thing, is when you want to create a custom page, there's two types. There's pages for your member results, and there's everything else for your post search results, like your article search results, your event search results, your discussion search results. So the quick thing that I did is I actually just clicked on the breadcrumb here for Los Angeles from this member. And I just copy this URL here, United States, California, Los Angeles. I could also just take Los Angeles. All of these work, United States, California, Los Angeles. They're all valid links on your site. But in this case, let's just take the full one. And what you want to do, and I'll start from the beginning, we'll slow it down a bit, go to the dashboard, and where we want to go is the web page builder. And we'll click on New Web Page. And what you want to do is paste the corresponding URL, whatever the search results might be. It could be Los Angeles Plumbers in here as well, but you want to come here and then you want to give it a nickname. So the Los Angeles City page, we'll call it. And here is all you need to do. Under page type, you want to select member search results. Now the system knows that this URL is corresponding to a member search results page on your site. And it's going to make sure that the member results still show on the page. So when you do those two things, it makes it its own page. Now let me go to the page I created for this. Scroll down here. I can actually just use the filter here. Okay, so Los Angeles. So I did create two pages. I created one page for / Los Angeles and / United States of America, California, Los Angeles. You can target them differently, or you can redirect them to each other if you wanted to. Let's go to this one here. And we can see a few things here. The URL is here, / California, Los Angeles. The page type is member search results page. And this is that content that I copy and pasted from Wikipedia in this case. However, you don't need just text and images. You could put in content blocks and link to some probably more useful things around your site, also corresponding in this case to Los Angeles. And we can see here I've updated the title for this specific page. It says Los Angeles Business Directory, and check out our top picks for Los Angeles businesses. And then I've also enabled the hero section. We've covered this in previous webinars. So what I did is I got a picture of the Los Angeles skyline and I used it as the hero background image. And there are some settings here, the main title font color, subtitle color, I made them white, I made them nice and large. And here's the cool part, I think. In this case, I created a call to action in that hero section, and it takes you to checkout 3, which is a free listing for businesses. So it says add your business. I chose the button color that I want, extra large, and open in a new tab. So this hero section is really powerful. And what's really cool, pro tip, beyond the call to action and the title and subtitle, you can add additional hero section content here. This could be a widget shortcode, it could be plain text, it could be a form. You could really put whatever you want in this extra hero section content there. So let's go ahead and save these changes. And we'll view the page. It's the page we just saw. But we can see here, it definitely adds a lot more than just having the Los Angeles search results page title here. And to touch on David's point about the sidebar, under page options, you can decide to show a sidebar. So if you have a custom sidebar, maybe it's just for Los Angeles and you've put a banner ad in there that maybe highlights a member that wanted to be featured in your Los Angeles search results, you could create a sidebar, call it Los Angeles member search results sidebar or whatever, and select it here. So you can have a custom sidebar selected for this specific page, which is really high value if you're going to, I think that's the best example, is have custom banner ads or content you want to show that correlates to this search results page. And of course, you can choose if you want the sidebar left, right, slim, or wide. And this is also what David was talking about, the placement of the custom content. So in this case, we have it inside of a tab. But you could put this at the bottom of the page. So we'll go below member results and we'll save the changes. And this gives you a little bit of flexibility of where you want this extra SEO content, we'll call it, or calls to action to display. So let me just duplicate this page. So now we can see that tab is not here, that more results tab. And if we scroll down, we can see here is the additional content under the search results. Again, we just have one member in this example here, but under the results, we now show all that extra content. So what a great way when people get to the bottom of the search results to get them to click to more areas of your site. Again, this could be maybe just related content for Los Angeles. Maybe you did a blog post on like top attractions in Los Angeles, so you can do some internal linking to that article here. But this is also what I was talking about. Like sometimes this takes just a little bit of time, and you guys have a lot of search results pages since the system auto-generates them. So you might want to pick and choose your battles on which cities or locations or categories you want to tackle first, so you don't exhaust all your energy, and get overwhelmed with all the pages that you would need to target to have this custom content. It is custom, so custom does take a little bit of time to give each one a nice little touch here. But I love this hero here with the button. And yeah, this is an example of a member search results page with custom content on it. Now let's take a look at, David, what did we do? Post search results page, we did the discussions one, right? So we actually did create this one out too. We built it out for discussions. Let's do a search for discussions. Okay, here it is, discussions. So we have discussions on this site. This could be blog articles, this could be events, this could be the classifieds. What we've done here is we've added a more engaging title to this post's search results page. And we do hear this a lot, like, can we add quick links to like the most popular categories or to keyword searches? It's kind of like creating a tag cloud. You can do that with this, with the content, the custom content on this page are these buttons here. So let's take a look behind the curtain and see how we turned a post search result page into its own, customizing it with its own content. So in this one, I'm going to do two things. I'm going to click on new web page, and I'll come back to the one I made in just a moment. So let's say we wanted to do one for our events search results page. So let's give it a nickname, events. And in this case, we don't need to enter the URL here. The system will know which search results page to target based on these steps. For page type, you want to select post search results. Or we can see the URL field goes away and says, and then the system is asking you, okay, which post do you want to link to this search results page? And all the post types that you have on your site will be listed here. So in this case, we want to, let's say, events as an example. Even cooler, you can not only have a custom page for the main event search results page, but maybe you wanted to do events, weddings. Maybe one of your categories was weddings, right? Events, weddings, whatever, kid stuff. So you can actually have a splash page, the custom search results page based on the category, or just apply it to the main page. So in this case, let's do it for category 1, and then you can do all that cool stuff like category 1, or let's say it's wedding as an example, like everything weddings, find all the wedding stuff going on, all the wedding events happening. So that is how you would link a post type. You just use the chain here and follow the steps. So let's go to the one I did for discussions. I'll use the filter here. And it gives you a little badge here so you know, like, oh, this is a post search results page that was created in the web page builder. All right, so a few things we did. The title here, join us for awesome discussions, share your thoughts and ask questions. Great way to connect with prospective members and visitors. I'm going to go to the hero section. I do love the hero section. So I did put an image of people chatting and discussing things together. And then, of course, I made the font colors white because I'm using kind of like a darker overlay color on the background. And in this case, I did not put a call to action in the hero section. However, if we go on over to the page content section, I created quick links. So if you want a quick link to category 1 or category 2 or category 3, I added a button here. And let's say you wanted to quick link to a keyword. Let's go to discussions and search for learn. Okay, this is the URL for all discussions that have the keyword learn in it. So I did a search for a popular keyword. Maybe you're a car site, so it might be Cadillacs you're searching in a classified site or something. I'm just using a word that's part of these test posts here. So I'm going to take this discussions learn, and I just dragged a button link code from the pre-made elements, and we'll edit this and we'll link to learn, and I'll just put Cadillacs here, even though we know it's for the keyword learn, but all right, Cadillacs. So let's update that. No, that's not how you spell it. There we go, Cadillacs. All right, so, and then what I did here is I put another button. It says, and I just use spaces to move it over here, and it says start new discussion. Well, where this is linking to is the account dashboard for account discussions add. So if the member is logged in, it takes them directly to the page if they have the privilege of adding discussions. It could be adding events, it could be adding classifieds, but I've put a call to action here as the custom content, and it's going to take them right into their dashboard. If they're not logged in, it will take them to the login page, and then there they can log in or register a new account. So either way, it should help improve member signups, or it should help encourage members to make more posts on your site. So that's all I used for the content section. I didn't put a bunch of paragraphs about Los Angeles here. I utilize this for button links. So just to keep that in mind for you guys. And we can reduce the spaces here. And then another thing is the page options. We put this above the member search results. So remember in the Los Angeles example, I switched it to below member results. So this is why these are showing above the member results. They could be below the results, just your preference, but I think this would be nice for above the member results. And also let's make this bold. All right, and let's save the changes. Okay, great. So this went to the next line, so we just might want to take that into consideration. We might want to use a slim sidebar. I know I went quick there, David. I know because we're a little short on time. Did I miss anything on this?
I think you got it all. Ryan did ask a great question. We showed how to make one of these pages for posts in addition to one of their categories. But what about for a location? Like say you want to add some custom content specifically for the Los Angeles events page. How would you go about doing that? Would the process be basically the same?
Yeah, good one. Actually, I don't have the Google Maps on this site. We'll see, I'm getting the warning here, but let's go to our demo site real quick, and I'll just show you, Ryan, the best way to do that. The easiest way to get the link for something is to do a search. So in this case, we're on the events page of the demo Bootstrap site, so I'll just search for Los Angeles, and we'll just do a search. So it's a little long, but this is the URL that will take you to the Los Angeles. Just take everything after the /. What this is doing is it's including the latitude, longitude, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, you can certainly get the URL like that. If you wanted to do a category plus location, go ahead and search the category as well. Category 1 Los Angeles events. You can do a search, and then the same thing, just copy that full URL and then paste it into the URL section when you're editing that link. And that's how you would get that. Good question there. Okay, great. So just to recap real quick, for your post search results pages, I think because these are a little more limited than the member results, which can have tons of cities and states and regions and category combinations. The post types are probably a little more within reach, low-hanging fruit to get these updated and customized a bit. There's only a few of them and probably only a few categories for each one. So here, just select page type, post search results, and then use the chain selects to select what the corresponding post page it will apply to. All right, little deep dive there, but I think everyone can add the hero section to those pages. If you do just that, forget the additional content, just the hero section and maybe the call to action to add your business or to do something else, that'll keep people clicking and it'll make your site look more developed.